Hello and welcome back to this Mackland Motors YouTube video, and today we are servicing my 2010 BMW 3 Series 320D E91. We're going to be giving it an oil and oil filter change, as that's all it needs. I'm just starting off by getting the car into position and leaving it running for a few minutes to warm up the oil. Now it's time to jack up the car on both sides using the specified jacking points along the sill. So we've lifted it up with the jack on the jacking point on the sill on both sides, which gives us lots of clearance off the ground. And as an insurance, we have put the jack stands resting on the suspension arms on both sides, so it's symmetrical. This is for an insurance. If the two jacks were to fail, the car would be secure, but the car is resting on the jacks because they are strong. The sump plug is located behind this metal point. There's a wee flap here that just undoes with a flathead screwdriver, and you can get the sump plug out. The sump plug is a 17mm socket. The idea of this flap is just to stop the plugs from seizing up from all the winter salt and rain that will inevitably pass over. So it should be easy to come off. A large 27mm socket is what you need to take off the oil filter cap. And then you can take the cartridge filter out from that. And you also want to remove the oil filler cap to let it drain more freely as well. Once you've removed the plastic sump plug cover, you can use a 17mm socket to remove the actual drain plug. And keep a hold of that, obviously. Now you're ready to insert the new filter. Change the rubber ring on the cap and then pop it in. The plastic nubbin that sticks out goes at the 3 o'clock position, and then you'll push it in, you'll feel it go in, and then turn it by hand. And then once it's tight by hand, you can just nip it up with the ratchet just to make sure it's secure. You don't have to go overly tight on this, as you will have to take it off in a year's time, and the rubber ring does the sealing. Now it's time to change the copper sump washer. This should be included with the oil filter kit. It's now time to refit the sump plug with the new washer on. Simply just start feeding it by hand until you feel resistance, and then you can nip it up with the ratchet. It really doesn't have to be tight at all. Don't over tighten it, otherwise you'll strip the threads next year when you try and take it off. Right, and then the plastic flap.
Okay, so the hinge
Is aft.
is front.
No, the hinge is at the back. Oh no, the hinge I thought you meant.
Yes, thank you. I wasn't going to argue with you because I knew I was right, but
There we are. Or I see how it goes. So it's
clockwise.
yes, it's like a half circle that when it's one way covers it and then the other way loosens it, so that's secure.
Okay.
Once the sump plug has been reattached, it is time to lower the car gently to the ground so that you can refill the oil. Having the car as level as possible will help when you take the dipstick readings later on. The oil to use for the 320D E91 engine, 2 litre, is 5W30 fully synthetic. The official capacity is 5.5 litres, so what I like to do is put in 5 to begin with, wait a moment, check the dipstick and then add until it has reached the max mark. Run the car for a few moments to let the oil circulate, then settle, check the dipstick and top up as required. The oil should now be between the minimum and the maximum mark, preferably near the max. Just check a few times to make sure it is accurate and then you can continue. Now we've got to reset the service interval warning on the dashboard. Press and hold the drip button until the warning triangle appears. Select the oil. Push down the BC to reset. Hold BC. Wait for the clock to spin round. And then there we go, reset to 16,000 miles or 24 months. A big thank you for watching this Mackland Motors servicing video. If you found it useful or interesting, please remember to like, comment and subscribe for lots more content coming soon.